Unlike at Seattle's famed Pike Place Fish Market, Iowa doesn't have a whole lot of freshly caught fish to toss around, wrap up, and sell to customers. Iowa anglers know that they can catch and prepare their own fish, most commonly bass or catfish. But in just a few counties in northeastern Iowa, they can also reel in trout. Rainbow, brook, and brown trout, to be exact. And they can do it in some of the state's most scenic streams. I'm Charity Nevy. On this episode of Iowa Ingredient, we'll soak up the scenery and learn about Iowa trout from a trout supplier in Bellevue. And Chef Suman Haq, a Des Moines chef who loves to bring out the best in local flavors, visits our studio kitchen to demonstrate some tasty ways to prepare trout. All that and more coming up next on Iowa Ingredient.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And Friends, the Iowa PBS Foundation.
Making this brown vegetable stock is actually seaweed.
Olive oil, honey, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and lemon juice.
It is. These are really, really good. Salud.
Salud.
Over the last few decades, Iowa's reputation as a trout fishing destination has grown. We have hundreds of miles of beautiful cold water trout streams, and they're all in the lovely northeastern part of the state. Rainbow, brown, and brook trout all are plentiful thanks to natural reproduction and stocking. Fishermen and women love the challenge of catching trout, consumers love the health benefits of eating trout, and trout, whether it's grilled, pan-fried, or oven-baked, can be delicious. In shallow, spring-fed creeks, hidden among cow pastures and cornfields, swims an atypical Iowa ingredient. And while you can get it farm-raised, in northeast Iowa, it's best to catch it yourself. Here, trout speed along the bottom of some of the clearest and most revered cold water streams in the world. On a crisp, early October morning, trout angler and fishing guide Brad Johansson heads through the woods in cropland to find the perfect spot to cast his lure.
I actually started trout fishing my freshman year in college at Luther. It doesn't matter the season. It doesn't matter the month. You know, you can catch fish all year round, and the scenery always changes by the season, and I enjoy that change of scenery. And beautiful place to live and beautiful place to fish.
Brad teaches high school science in Decorah. On the weekends, he guides people who come from across the country and teaches them how to fish for trout.
On the guide side, I just take people fishing. They call and they want to go fishing, either Upper Iowa or trout fishing, and we kind of tailor the trip to what they want to do.
But don't think this is an easy meal. Catching trout takes practice, patience, and diligence.
Darn, I need a better angle. If you're catching wild trout, they're born in that stream. You get one shot at a good fish, and I like that.
Trout are typically found in cool, clear streams or lakes. Due to the availability of cold spring water, trout are geographically restricted to 10 counties in northeast Iowa.
Well, we're in the driftless area, and it's that special magical place on the planet, basically southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, southwest Wisconsin, that little northwest corner of Illinois, that we have karst topography.
which makes this region the perfect habitat for cold water trout.
So water moves down through this karst topography, and eventually we get springs that feed these streams. So we get water that's 50 degrees typically all year round.
Northeast Iowa teemed with brook trout when settlers began to arrive in the 19th century. But with poor conservation practices, many of these streams were buried under sediment and runoff, ruining the natural spawning grounds for the trout.
It's a very fragile ecosystem in that we can't handle pollutants, we can't handle sediment, all those things that we want our stewards of the land to take care of, because if we want to continue to have great fishing, you have to have great water quality.
With federal farm programs created to control erosion in the 1930s, and after more than a century of stocking, Iowa now hosts 3 trout species, including brown, rainbow, and the native brook trout. Today, 33 trout streams in Iowa's driftless area support natural spawning. To help sustain this precious Iowa ingredient and natural resource, the Iowa DNR has 3 trout hatcheries in the state, helping to feed the streams with trout. Anglers can find hundreds of miles of trout streams. There are easily accessible ones in state or county parks, and others that are located in some pretty remote parts of the state. Or, if you're new to the experience, people like Brad can show you the ins and outs.
It spawned in this stream last year. Look how fat he is, big belly, beautiful fish.
Trout may be an unusual Iowa ingredient. It's not quite the same as going to the farmer's market to get your fresh produce, but knowing how special the driftless region is, knowing the conservation efforts involved, and knowing the work and skill necessary to catch it makes trout a truly unique and special ingredient.
My name is Suman Haq. I became a chef because I love food. Also, I like to feed people. When I was in Thailand, I was studying in computer science. And then after finished school, I said, I don't like that. I used to cook for my friends in the dorm. So I fell in love with the food. And then, and also when I was young, my mom is a really good cook. So I was always in the kitchen. Back in Bangladesh, men doesn't go to the kitchen. The women cook all the food. But I was different somehow. So I always in the kitchen and ask my mom, how we cook this, how we do that, why you do that. Yogurt is going to be for the ice cream. We're going to make a homemade vanilla ice cream. All the eggs from Iowa, the cream, things from Iowa. Best part of being a chef is meeting new people every day. Also, I love the farmers, so I like to talk to them. This is my best part of my job. They're passionate about what they grow. And they're so excited, like they're having a baby or something like that. Okay, I'm coming up next one. This is gonna be my spinach coming up, or my tomatoes. So we have a really good conversation. People can be so kind and supportive. Then, if you make something different than it used to be, and people sometimes brave enough to try it. Because being from Bangladesh, sometimes people eat, and back home you only eat Bangladeshi food. If you want to make something different, you're gonna be afraid to eat it. But here, people are brave. People give you a chance. People, okay, I'm gonna try it. Sometimes people think that cooking food is so complicated. I want to just tell them no, it's not. Food is so simple. You want to cook something, just cook it.
I'm here in the kitchen with Chef Suman Haq, and he's going to teach us how to fillet a fish. And Suman, we've got this beautiful rainbow trout here, and I think a lot of people are really intimidated by the process of preparing a fish. A lot of people love to eat them, but preparing a fish can be scary. So show me what to do.
So first thing, you need a good fillet knife. check out, brought it here, and then
Okay.
you need one squeezer so you can take the bones out.
All right.
And then first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna like clean the scales. So it's super easy to do that. You just do that way. You
All
just
right, and the scales are just popping off.
popping up, yeah.
And so you can eat the skin, but not
Yes,
the scales.
Not the scales. We can get as much we can. And then for the next one,
All right.
you can wash them if you like. It can be a little messy. Then you just cut it from the ends down.
So what are you doing now?
You're just cutting that fish on inside the bone.
And you can just feel how deep to go.
Yep. Same way you can do.
And before you did this, you had already gutted the fish, right?
Yes. And then you can save this. You don't throw away.
All right.
Yeah.
That's still something you can use.
Use. Yeah. So you can just feel it all the bones right here. Excuse it.
All right.
Yeah. That's the fillet fish.
Wonderful. Simple and easy.
Yep.
And
it's
you're
not that
all
hard.
ready?
Yeah. All ready to go.
Great.
Yeah.
What are we going to make?
Today we're gonna make trout with some potatoes, rainbow carrots, and some fish broth.
Oh,
It's a very
wonderful.
simple food, but everybody can make it.
Yeah, so rainbow trout and rainbow carrots. I love that. All right, what do we do?
I'm gonna put some olive oil on that, and then when it's gonna heat it up, so I'm gonna put the fish, some salt, some pepper, and some turmeric.
All right, and so this is bringing a little bit of your Bangladeshi background to this beautiful rainbow trout.
Yeah, in Bangladesh, people use a lot of fish. Always eat fish. Every meal pretty much has a fish. So my mom usually do like chili powder and turmeric, but chili powder kind of spicy. So I'm just replacing with
Salt and pepper.
salt and pepper.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So gonna just rub it. And then other way, some salt, some pepper, turmeric. Just rub it both sides. And then you're gonna turn the pan.
All right, you want to sear this on both sides. How do you know when it's ready?
I want to have some crispy skin. So, with the fish spatula, just try to look it up a little bit.
All right, you
You-
just check it out.
Check it out. Usually takes around like 4 to 5 minutes to do that. And then just shake it a little bit.
All right, and you
Okay.
like your pan to be medium hot.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
medium hot.
All right, you've checked, you're looking for the skin side to be kind of golden brown, but also there's a little more structure to the fish now. So you can even see changes on this side, right?
Yes, yep, you can see that almost they're cooking on the side of the fish.
All right.
So now we can flip that.
Beautiful.
Look at that nice and crispy
Yeah.
skin, yeah.
So our fish is done.
This is done. And then we're gonna use a cast iron. Then we're gonna bake all the ingredients we have.
All right.
Yeah, so we're gonna use some of our beautiful purple potatoes.
All right, and these purple potatoes are already blanched before you put them in. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're a little bit soft.
A bit soft. We cooked it for, I would say, like 10 minutes.
Okay.
in the boiling water. And then a few of them this. Same way we did the carrots.
All right, and so they're already pre-cooked, but you'll roast them and give them a wonderful flavor with
Yeah,
the fish.
Fish. And then you just want to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And then a little bit of butter. And then some of the fish stock we
Okay.
have.
And the fish stock you made with the leftover parts of the trout. So
Yep.
after you filleted it, you kept the rest of the fish and turned it into fish stock. How did you do that?
So all the bones on the head, I put some water, onion, garlic, bay leaves, carrots, and then just boil it for like, I would say half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Because fish's bone is kind of very thin bones. It's very fast to make that.
Nice.
stuff.
And a great way to use every part of the fish.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful. And now I'm gonna put that fish.
If you don't have fish stock, what would you use in its place?
You can use some chicken stocks, you can use some water, or you can use the veggie stocks, anything liquid.
Oh, look at that. And the turmeric just gives it that beautiful yellow color.
Yeah.
What a beautiful dish. All right, and it goes in the oven?
Yep.
For how long?
So I would say like 15 minutes, just to get to heat it back up because all the fish is already cooked, the potato is already cooked, so just heat back up. Nice
All right.
and hot, yeah.
At 350 degrees.
350 degrees, yeah.
Great. Let's put it in the oven. Well, that looks beautiful. Golden brown. It smells amazing. And you would serve it just
Like this, yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
And I know, of course, rainbow trout is a wonderful Iowa ingredient, but you could use another kind of fish in this as well?
Yep, you can use any kind of fish, salmon, cod, any kind of fish you can eat.
All right,
Yep.
so it's a very flexible dish. And then you would dress it up with a little bit of lemon
Yeah,
juice?
just lemon juice. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Chef Suman, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we've got another rainbow trout fillet. What are you going to make with that?
Now this one, I'm gonna make some kind of sandwich. So I'm gonna just put salt, pepper,
Okay.
on that, and then get some cornmeal.
Oh, cornmeal.
Cornmeal, just get some crispy stuff. Same way I'm gonna do the other side.
All right.
Salt, pepper. This is from Early Morning Harvest. They made their own cornmeal.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Iowa corn.
Iowa corn.
Love it.
Yeah, and then. Okay.
So how long do you want this to cook on the first side?
First, I don't know, like 4 to 5 minutes, and get it nice and crispy.
All right, so you'll check to see if the skin is crispy.
And then you just flip the fish after that.
All right, and then just a couple minutes after
Couple
that,
after
it'll
that,
be
yeah.
done.
That's
So
right.
simple. Ready to flip. This is such a nice thick fillet.
Thick fillet, yeah.
That's great. How long will this side take, do you think?
Yeah, like 4 minutes.
About 4 minutes?
About
Okay.
4 minutes, yeah.
All right, this looks done.
Yeah, it looks
Smells
done.
wonderful.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That's such a simple breading procedure, too.
Yeah, just take it
so
out, put it
great.
on the cutting board, and roast it for another like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna make a wrap.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have naan bread that you're going to use for your wrap. You could use anything
Yeah,
for
you could-
this, but
you can use
naan
anything.
is delicious.
Right, yeah. This naan we make in-house is from the flour from Iowa, it's from Early Morning Harvest.
Oh, wonderful.
Salt, pepper, and that's it, the olive oil. So we're gonna use the same pan,
Okay.
then put it up
I'm
there.
gonna turn the heat back on.
Yeah,
All right.
and then we're gonna heat it up. I would say maybe like a minute each side.
Okay.
And then we're gonna be ready to plate up.
Great.
And then just flip it for another minute, and then we should be ready to go. Then you can cut the fish.
All right, and just a rough chop there.
Yeah, rough chop.
And it's so tender. Look, it just falls apart. That's fantastic. But this is something, we made a fresh fillet for this, but you wouldn't have to. This is a great way to reuse
Yep.
something if you have leftover fish,
Yep.
right?
Any kind of leftover fish, you can just put it on that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And then you're gonna use some tomatoes. Some microgreen
All right, and these are daikon radish sprouts.
sprouts.
So they give you texture, a nice sharp flavor.
Yep.
Delicious.
And then just a little bit of mayonnaise and salt, pepper, lemon juice.
All right, so an aioli.
Aioli.
Mixture, nice.
Then a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. And then at the end, just finish up with some lemon juice.
That always makes it brighter and better, doesn't it?
Yep.
Chef Suman, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You can ask my mother. When I grew up, I said, I am never working on the farm. I'm never living on a farm. I'm getting out of Iowa, and I am not looking back. She could quote me really well. I said that almost every morning on my way to school. Farming, it gets into your blood. There's something very special about farming that I think it does that in a way that not many other professions will do.
Jocelyn Ingman did come back. About 10 years ago, she and her husband Tim left careers as chemists to begin life on a farm. Now they're the owners of Pickle Creek Herbs, a small organic herb farm in southeast Iowa. They use their backgrounds in chemistry to make herb-infused olive oils, vinegars, and an assortment of body products. They're in charge of the entire process, from the seed to the store.
We grow basil, oregano, thyme. We grow all the herbs you think about, sage, chives. In the spring, we sell all kinds of seedlings that people can put in their gardens. So we grow a ton of different herbs, and then we keep the mother plants alive throughout the year so we can do cuttings off them. We grow garlic, because a lot of our olive oils have garlic. We grow berries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries for our different vinegars. We've got an orchard. I'm working on an apple balsamic right now, so we've got an apple orchard. What we decide to make is largely driven by what we think would be tasty, but more so what people tell us they think would be tasty. So we have our core oils and vinegars that we started with, but most of them come from like other people saying, hey, I would love to try this if you wanted to make it. And we're like, yeah, that's a really great idea, let's do that.
An infusion is defined as a drink, remedy, or extract prepared by soaking the leaves of a plant or herb in liquid. Jocelyn has painstakingly perfected her recipes for extracting and preserving the essence of the plants they grow.
So you have herbs, right? And herbs have these essences in them, and they're essential oils, basically, and what they are is they're molecules or compounds that are really strong flavored, and then the idea is how do you get the oils out of the plant? Well, one thing you can do is you can steam distill it, and that's how you create essential oils. But another thing you can do that's a lot easier is you can just take your herbs and you can infuse it into the olive oil, and all that means is that over time all those essential oils are absorbing out of the leaves and into your oil. And that's basically an infusion. You can do it with heat, without heat, different lengths of time. Basically, I am processing habaneros. These are a mild form of habanero. Not all habanero varieties are super hot. And so by mixing up the blend that we have, we can kind of control the heat level in our oil. I think the reason people really like the oil is because with the infusion, first you get all that fruity pepper flavor from the hot pepper, and then the heat builds on the back end. Yeah, basically I'm just getting these ready to go into the dehydrator, and then they will dehydrate for, about 3 days.
For the Ingmans, their work is art and science. They appreciate the process of discovery and are grateful for their plants, soil, and community.
So the interesting thing about chemistry is I think good chemistry is it becomes a philosophy, and the philosophy is simply to ask questions and then test your hypothesis, and that will serve you well to always ask questions. How can I cook with these? How can I mix with these? What flavors would go well together? And I'm not afraid to like mess up big time and make something that just tastes awful. Like, I would probably made the worst food I ever tasted with stuff that I've made, but the best food I've ever tasted is also stuff that I've made, and it's all, you know, just from being kind of fearless when it comes to playing around and experimenting.
That's it for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed learning about some resourceful Iowans sharing their stories through food. I'm Charity Nebbe. See you next time as we learn more about Iowa's culinary culture on Iowa Ingredient. Keep in mind that circumstances are always changing, so please take a moment to check ahead if you're planning to visit a restaurant, farm, or event featured on the show.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And Friends, the Iowa PBS Foundation. Generations of family and friends who feel passionate about the programs they watch on Iowa PBS.